Welcome to the Blue Cup in the Attic. This Blue Cup in the Attic is called, well, actually, I don't have a title yet. In this Blue Cup in the Attic, I will be focusing on, it will be about your phones, your cell phones. And I've done the Blue Cup in the Attics on cell phones and how you can be traced and tracked. But this one is really going to go into detail as to how that's actually done. You got surface tracking, which they can put apps and stuff on your phone. Okay, that's a given. You let someone borrow your phone and they put it on, or they, now you can do it with just the phone number in some cases. But I get really, really deep in what I do. This is tracking you via your IMEI number. And IMEI stands for International Mobile Equipment Identification. Every phone device has an IMEI number or two. If you have two IMEI numbers, that is because you have a dual SIM card, and the SIM card, or it's dual SIM card capable. Let me get that right. And meaning when you look in the back and take the battery out, you have two spots where a SIM card can go. I think I have a phone or two like that. And you are able to get on dual networks. Now, you trying to get on dual networks, you're doing some stuff. Hey, so saves money. Your phone, you need to use your phone for business and for personal use, then you can use a dual SIM card for that. I also have to say, it is freezing outside today, you guys. You know how the weather in Texas, you don't know what is going to happen, especially when there's a change, when the season changes. And so you're just thinking, oh, they say it's going to be 40 something degrees, but whatever. And you may be right. They'll say 40 something degrees and it may be, 50 something or whatever. They're on their stuff. It is freezing outside, you guys. Stepped out and I think I'm back in for the day. I'm not going out. Feel a little happy, because I am moving, you guys. I'm just happy, you guys. I'm just, glad to be moving from here, and like I was before, and you can tell I almost went to tears just now because I am very happy to be moving and knowing that I'm not taking this stuff with me. And so I just did a lot of it anyway. So I just did two Sue for the Souls, and these Sue for the let me back up. I did a how can I put this? I did two Blue Cups in the Attic. And what I did was, see, what happened was on one of those Blue Cup in the Attics, and I've done this before, no big deal. I said, welcome to Soup for the Soul. No portion of Soup for the Soul. I know I tricked you. Some of you thought I was starting over, but it's a Blue Cup in the Attic. I'm not going in there and changing it. And I did it twice. Welcome to Soup for the Soul. This Soup for the Soul is called, and went into the name and everything. Y'all, that was not a Soup for the Soul. It was a Blue Cup in the Attic. But the title will let you know that that's a Blue Cup in the Attic. And I will note it in the description where the video is posted. But those Sue for the Soul, one is a Blue Cup, and one I do reference it right and say that it is the Blue Cup in the Attic. The other one, like I said, what happened was, but the other one is actually called, let me tell you the name of both of them. One is called Electronic Stalking VIN Number Victim. Going into detail with that one briefly, that video is going to, the Blue Cup in the Attic is going into detail about my stalking, meaning dealing with my vehicle. Some people are wondering why I do not have a vehicle. Why did you get rid of your vehicle? I've just been saying, oh, they put cameras and tracking devices on my vehicle, but without any proof to knowing that, giving it to you guys, and also some things that may be happening to your vehicle that you need to, you will find revelation as to why it's happening. And this is not just for victims of gang stalking, group stalking, electronic stalking. Criminals are also doing this, and I'm just going to say this, listen to the video, to steal in order to steal contents from your vehicle, and or steal your vehicle. So please listen to the electronic stalking, VIN number victim. VIN number is your vehicle identification number. I'm getting into a lot of numbers, and you know what? 666 represents Satan. So the other one is the drastic move, how to move without a trace. As promised, I did the Blue Cup in the Attic on how to move without a trace, meaning you can't take a lot of stuff with you, you guys. If you are a cheapskate or a person who holds on to things, a hoarder, and you're being gang stalked, electronic stalk, group stalk, gang and group are the same thing. And electronic stalking can be used in either of those or by itself. Then you're going to have some problems moving, especially if you're like me and you know you're being stalked and it's right above your head, behind your back and all that, and you just want to get away. And it's some things you just cannot take with you. Refrigerators, no electronics. No appliances. That's out. And please know that there are more on the planet, and God will bless you one piece at a time if necessary to get the things that you need. I mean, that's just how God works. You're going to get that stuff replaced unless you're in a country where it's very hard to acquire these items. But even still, you got to think about, is my safety most important, my privacy, safety, or are these materialistic things most important? Which goes back to my vehicle. I knew I can get another vehicle, as I mentioned in another video. You know, it's several videos. I'm not worried about a vehicle. It's like too many on the planet for me to worry about a vehicle. Trust me. You got the money, go get a vehicle. So I'm not worried about that. So this one, however, is about numbers too, but this one is about your IMEI number, your the International Mobile Equipment Identification Number. Every cell phone, as I said, has one or two. They used to not be found in the phone itself, in the firmware, meaning you can go click about phone and all that and find it, or somewhere off in there. But I guess people were, I gotta take the battery out of the phone. You know, when you call your cell phone provider and you're having technical problems with your phone, you were having to call from a different phone because the IMEI number was behind the battery, you know, and is still behind the battery. And so you had to call them from a different phone. Kind of annoying. I'm needing this phone to call you. So how can I take the battery out? You know, so what they started doing with the firmware, which is the software of the phone, they started including it. Could have been a mistake, maybe not, but I'm going to tell you why. It may not have been. It's because I'm going to go ahead and tell you, because you can actually, the IMEI number is behind your battery. One or two of them, like I said, you can have two, and then you can it's a label, so you can just scratch the label off. So what if someone scenario had scratched the label off and you had no other way to find out what that IMEI number, and there's a code you can put in your phone also to retrieve your IMEI number. I think it's #06#. I'm not for sure. Don't quote me on that. And so there's three ways: behind the battery, #06#, and also in the about phone section or somewhere off at the bottom. If you scroll down in your settings, one or two of those sections down there, whatever they're called, should get you to your IMEI number. Okay, here's the deal. No matter how many times you change your phone number, if a criminal, or you're being stalked, and this is just not gang stalking, group stalking. If you're being stalked anywhere, boyfriend, husband, girlfriend, all they need is that IMEI number, okay? And I got to give out information in order to save a soul. So, sadly. So all they need is the IMEI number from the back of your phone, from the inside of your phone. First thing you need to do, you guys, please. I can't believe that you have a phone, and I don't care if this phone is just used for storage, I'm a stickler for passwords and passcodes. Okay. I don't care if it's not on a network. You've had this phone for 3 years, but you use it all the time to go somewhere and get online. It's still Wi-Fi capable. A lot of people are getting phone service that just has phone and text or voice and text, and they're not getting a data service because it's saving them money, because they know they can go to a restaurant, or if they really, really, really needed to get online, they can get online anywhere. So they're saving about $20 a month, and just getting voice and text. Okay. I even mentioned, if you just want to eliminate all this altogether, to get the track phone, TRAC, phone. The track phone, the old one, the original track phone, if you can find those. And I'm sure they're still manufacturing them, because I'm sure there's a request for those phones, even though they've come out with ones that have data, and data plans. Track phones, you can't hack a track. I used to, when I was on Facebook, that was my little thing. You can't hack a track. And you cannot hack a track phone, because a track phone is the original ones. Are not data accessible. You cannot get on the internet with them at all. Okay, total voice and text only. Not only that, they are a per minute plan phone. So you had to buy a card, or order online, or whatever, however that could go. Eventually, you used to just have to buy a card. That was it. You had to go somewhere and buy a card. But with the internet, with internet capabilities, you could start buying your minutes over the internet, as you can imagine, and they would be placed on that phone. Best phone on the planet. You ask me, if you ask me, if privacy is an issue with you and for you, track phone, original track phone, the little bitty black phone that was just, you can literally hold it in the palm of your hand. You know what I'm talking about? Probably 4 inches down, 1.5 inches across. Little bitty phone. Excuse me for sniffling. My sinuses, sorry. Okay, that's the best phone on the planet, if I were asked. Now, I may forget that and say, oh, well, hey, I gotta have a Galaxy, or Samsung. And Samsung is really messing up right now. Their stuff is jacked up. I have a Samsung phone, and this is off track. And I'm telling you, it's like, are you serious? Matter of fact, I'm talking on it right now. I'm using this phone. I hate this phone. I love the phone. But you get ready to start it up one day, and it's just going to get stuck in the loop, and I have had to reset this phone. I'm telling you guys, I have had to reset this phone, and I kid you not, losing data, losing videos, all kinds of stuff. This is why I definitely have to put my pictures and stuff in multiple places right after I do them, because if I use this phone to do them, because you don't know what's going to happen. You drop it, the battery comes out, that's a wrap. Now, if you just recently reset it, then you may be able to drop it twice, and then you can turn it on. But I'm telling you, and it's not just about dropping it. I'm just saying, anything happen where you turn it, you log out. I mean, you literally power it down. You try to go back in, it's going to be looped. And guess what? Even if you go in the firmware and reset it to clear the cache, it's not booting up. And even if you go in safe mode, it's not going to boot up. And so what's your only option? To go ahead and factory reset the phone. And when you do that, as I've mentioned, and some of you already knew, and now you know from listening to my stuff, you do a factory reset, that's taking your phone back to the day it came out of the box, basically. And so, or where you bought it from. And meaning there is no numbers, no messages. No contact information, no messages, no phone, no pictures, rather, no videos, no apps that you placed on there. Only default apps are there. I mean, it's just factory reset. So be careful of that. It's going to work, though. You get ready to make a phone call. Okay. So just to let you guys know. So the IMEI number, if you are a victim focusing on the blue cup in the attic and focusing on gang electronic and group stalking, if you are a victim of these crimes and you change your phone number, for instance, you move, you're wondering, gosh, how are they finding me? Okay, I've gone over this before. First of all, you are being me. See, let me say something. Gang stalking, they don't have to have cameras and watching you. They're just gang stalking you when you leave out of your apartment complex. This is normally not true, but I have to paint a scenario for someone else, or someone else's situation that this may be happening to. In most cases, you have cameras in your apartment, okay, where you live. There's cameras. But there may be a chance that you are gang stalked or group stalked and they don't have access to your home, but because of where you live, they have access to see when you leave your home. Okay, and because you have tracking devices on your vehicle, they can find out wherever you go. In these cases, these are usually personal. These are usually ex-boyfriends. You just got a divorce, anything like that, because they don't have access to your and criminals don't necessarily have to have access either. But I'm saying this is usually someone that's trying to really just an ex to sum that up. Okay, they're not in your home. They don't have a key. They're not one of these stupid criminals. I mean, they're criminal because they're stalking you, but they're not the criminals that I'm speaking of and that what I'm going through. Okay, that can happen. I mean, they can because they are just trying to know your whereabouts, and usually someone crazy, that you've been with, and the loving was good, man, and they just cannot let you go. It's like, oh my God, I cannot let him go. Who is this woman he's with? That kind of crap, and but totally different situation. Same issue as far as stalking, but that's not group stalking. That's some idiot. Okay. Then these situations, you are being gang stalked, group stalked in my situation, or being stalked to some degree, meaning spied on. In other words, via your home, usually an apartment. Okay. And so because they know your every move, you go in the kitchen, these are you guys, please paint a visual, because I think some people don't get the visual. When you have cameras in your apartment or on your premises, it can start out with one, but when you leave, they come back in. This is why it's organized crime, and why maintenance is involved in this all across the country. Maintenance knows they have of apartment complexes, know that they have access to keys, know that they are staff members, know that they're going to be trusted, know that they can just pick the key up at any time they get ready. I remember going to an apartment complex before I was going to move to another apartment complex before this one. I don't think I've ever told you guys this, or I may have, and had put my deposit down and everything, and had with application, and was waiting for them to approve me and everything, and something just said no. I went back, and because of some things that I saw when I was there, I was like, no. I went to go see an apartment with another with a couple or something. They were showing both of us, and I saw the same thing behind the stove. The wall behind where the oven is, the stove oven. And I'm trying to remember what that was, and I saw it in several places, like where I moved from. I'm like, oh no. No. So when I went back to get my deposit, y'all, I'm not trying to be funny, got to put a race in this. When I went back to get my deposit and looked into one of the offices, and I guess a little area where a sitting area for the employees, it was totally Hispanic, Guatemalan, Salvadorian. And not only that, this was a kicker for me. Oh, they were ready for me. See, organized crime. Roast on that. Organized crime. Just because you live in this apartment complex does not mean that someone knows of you or about you from a different apartment complex when it comes to maintenance staff. Let me say this again. Organized crime. Looking at booties, looking at tutti fruities and everything. Okay? When I went to go get my money, God can take my breath if I'm lying. When I went to go get my money, oh God. There was a guy, I got out. I had written the transit system to go get it. Got off, looked both ways, of course, walked across the street, got on the premises and was walking towards the front door, and there was a guy, maintenance, had the uniform on. He was standing outside. This guy mugged me like he just Ooh, if looks could kill, I would not be doing this video. And I mean, followed me, I'm going towards him. And he's mean mugging me. Y'all, you guys, I am not joking. Pissed. I already knew. I'm burping, excuse me. I already knew from the look on his face that he, hearing my conversations or someone told him she's fixing to come pick up her deposit, blah, 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 blah. He was sitting there waiting. He was bated breath. He was hiding the fire. Baby, if he could have snatched that check or that money order from out of my hands, baby, or wherever I put it, when I walked back outside that door, he would have done it. He wasn't out there, though, when I left back out. I'm making a point. But, oh, baby, that check, if he could have just, with his eyeballs, burnt that money order, okay, just burnt it no matter where I placed it, I would have reached for it and it would have been just shriveled up. Just charred. So when I get closer to him, he's mean mugging me. It's one thing for you to mean mug someone, but when you mean mugging them and following them with your head, like your eyeballs and your whole body basically is turning around following them, he was mad. I already knew they had plans for me when I moved over there. They thought that I was stupid enough to move over there thinking I'm getting away. You guys, this is organized crime. Even if you were to move to California and you're in Texas, organized crime means that somebody that know you, that know somebody, that knows somebody, and okay, that's victim number such and such and such. You are a freaking victim. Okay? Period. Get over yourself. You are a victim. And a lot of people know of you. A lot of people have seen you in action. A lot of people have seen your body, whether you were in action or not. This is how they doing it, you guys. This is how they're getting paid. And there's different levels. The people that, in my case, I'm like the top tier. I'm up there. You know what I mean? Meaning I'm not just being stalked on this level. But I'm gang stalked, group stalked, electronic stalked, vehicle tracking device. I'm one of those people that it's just way up at the top. That they all the tactics are put on me. Okay, every last one of them. There's different levels. Okay. You might be electronic stalked, meaning when you live in a home. You had maintenance. You had a dude come in and fix something in your kitchen, and you didn't know that when you were in there in your study, he put one of these cameras or something in your refrigerator door panel, anything. Okay, you're just, not hate to say just, because you're a victim of a crime, but you are electronically you're being stalked. He put a Wi-Fi camera in there and blah, blah, blah. When he comes up and on the street next to yours or up the street, and he's sitting there two homes down from you where you can't see him, and he has Wi-Fi capabilities in his vehicle, bada boom, bada bam. He's probably checking you out, and if he don't see you in the kitchen, that means he's going to come back and try anything. Okay, that's a level. My level, you have put tracking devices on my vehicle. You have put cameras in my vehicle when I slept in it. You got pervs, people around me watching me. You have that's a whole different level, you guys, because you can't be in more than one place at one time. And so you have, and I'm saying you plural. Okay. That's my level. And I would do anything to be on that other level, because guess what? I turn that refrigerator around and to the side like I've done this one, and bada boom, bada bam. Look, if I figure it out, at some point, just turn it to the side, leave it alone. Especially if you're going to move, like, I'm fixing to move. I'm fixing to turn my refrigerator to the side, but so there's different levels of this gang stalking, electronic stalking, group stalking. Okay, please know that you're going to be on a certain level depending on your knowledge that you are being watched. And that's when it gets heightened to a different level, because they're not just going to back out. But yeah, this dude, back to him, if looks could kill, y'all, I'm telling you, that would have been the cause of my demise. KimMeWyatt is gone. Funeral, everything. Yeah, no, that would have been, he was hot in a firecracker at me. Yeah, he was. I knew right off. Instantaneous. When I saw the mean mugging and you follow, I'm in motion and your head is in motion following me into the inside of the building. He was hiding the firecracker. He just knew. I was fixing to come over there. He, amongst others, just knew I was fixing to come over there and be a victim again. Not only that, when I went to go see the apartment, see, this stuff bypasses management, which that's one of the things that does piss me off. Stuff like this bypasses the management. But then again, management does not live with you. This is new technology. This is basically it's an older technology because it's over 10 years old, but it's new because of how many people are utilizing it now. Organized crime. It's migrated to organized crime. So they don't know. You go up and tell them something. As far as they know, you have lost you off your rocker crazy. I didn't know she was like that. If I had known she was crazy like that, she wouldn't be living over here. All kind of stuff, y'all. No, baby, I'm far from crazy. What I'm trying to do is save your job. Trust me. I'm an angel in disguise because you're fixing to get a whole bunch of lawsuits from people, and I'm about prevention. So I'm just letting you know whether you believe it. That's up to you. I don't care one way or the other. But please, the crazy card, don't play that with me. That right there, no, far from crazy. This stuff is going on. It's just going on right up under your nose. And like I said, you can't get mad at management because management does not live with you unless they do. You can't get mad at management because like I said, they don't know. They don't know. And then my job is done, is to educate and sit back and watch the show. I mean, all I can do is tell you what's going on and what's possible if it's not happening where you are. You're a manager, supervisor, or whatever, and go on. But see, this is the deal. Those keys, you guys. Oh, back up. The reason why I mentioned this apartment complex. Get back on track. The reason why I mentioned this apartment complex is because when I went to go pick up my money order. Oh my God. This lady, I could have kissed her feet. She was on it. Okay. People were ahead of me. He being one of them. Not the mean mugger. There was a guy from some company, and he needed to get into someone's apartment to do something, and painting, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. You just don't release keys to someone just because that apartment is supposed to be painted, and someone is coming to paint it and do the make ready, and because someone is coming to do the make ready, you just release the keys to someone. No, you don't do that. First of all, you don't know who that person is that could have heard that conversation and came in and then put a camera in there, and then when the real person comes, you say, "Oh, well, you've already been here." No, we haven't been here yet. Well, somebody came. But you you just brush it off, right? No. Let me tell you what this woman did, and come to find out she was with a temp agency, and I was like, I had to give her props. She said, no, she said, I don't let people come in. So this dude's ahead of me. Now, mind you, I'm looking at him, checking out his body language and everything. And I heard his conversation about he needed to get in access, and he sat down next to me, but not physically next to me. He was in a different chair, but next to me. And, I'm checking him out. So I started asking him questions. He didn't want to answer me either. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what I asked him, but I do remember he didn't want to answer me, but he did. Like, he reluctantly answered me. And so I may have said, "Are you with the company, or are you with the company, meaning the apartment complex, or are you a contractor?" Whatever I asked him, like I said, he is this my little baby right here that can't get in his apartment. Sometimes I feel sorry for some of these kids. You guys, it is freezing outside, and he would not be coming from that end. He would be going in that direction if he were coming in from school, not coming back. So I don't know, he probably can't get in, but that's a different child. But yeah, so he the last question, not like I was questioning him like he was in an interview, but I asked him, about one or two questions or whatever. I could tell he didn't want to answer me. But let's say he wanted to get in an apartment 613. He just had to get in there. And you guys, this lady comes out when it was his turn, and she says, "Do you have your identification?" You could have bought him for. I was like, I'm looking at him. She's looking at him, and she waited. And so she said, "Come." He said, yes." First thing she asked him, she said, "What now? What company are you with?" And he had to repeat it, and tell her what company he's with, and because he said it when he came in, and she went and looked on some kind of roster to see if that company is supposed to be coming and doing something, and she had that in her. She went and got that, and had it in her hand, and then that's when she asked him if he had his ID. And he was so had. So they took it into another office where the door was open, and he's sitting down, and I can see him clearly. And he's got his legs crossed. Baby, let me tell you guys something. I sat there. I was the next person. Okay. I sat there. This went on for over 30 minutes. He was not getting in that apartment, baby, unless she even asked him. You can hear the conversation. She said, and how do you spell that? And she said, and and so she was questioning him. Who's your supervisor? Who do I contact to make sure that you're supposed to be coming on this property, baby? When I tell you she was on it, he did not get that key. He did not get that key. And when she got to me, I said, "Ma'am, I don't know who you are, but I wish I could kiss your feet." And she said, "Why?" Tall, statuesque, what, white woman? Tall, statuesque woman. I said, "Ma'am," I said, "I am a victim of being spied on, gang stalked, electronics." I probably didn't use the gang stalk, but just spied on. I seriously doubt if I went into detail like that, but I let her know what was going on with me. And I said, that is how you're supposed to handle people coming onto the property. I said, I wish where I'm moving from that they would handle things the way that you handled. And she said, "Oh, that's just me. I'm just not going to let someone come up here and say that they're with this company and give them the keys to someone's apartment. I'm not going to do that." And blah, blah. She was just on it and found out she's with a temp agency. I was like, wow, you should be a manager. Because that is how it's supposed to go. Stop giving people access to people's apartment, even if there's no residents there. There was no resident. What he had to do, obviously, he had to paint or do something. But he was not getting in that apartment complex unless it was verified that he was supposed to be in there. And here's the deal, even with verification. Okay, you already know the rest of that. Okay, so verification really doesn't mean anything. But guess what? He wasn't going in there unless he was supposed to be in there. And another thing that needs to happen, and I wish, and I know in the future, 5 years from now, this is going to happen. When there's work that needs to be done in an apartment, not maintenance, there has to be a person, staff member, who goes in there while that work is done. I don't care if you sit in a chair and you're watching what they're doing. When they go to that bathroom and do some work in that bathroom, you're sitting there in that hallway or whatever, watching what they're doing. Because I'm going to tell you something. There's going to be a lot of major lawsuits coming up. And you heard it from me. In the next 3 to 5-6 years. Okay? There's going to be a lot of major lawsuits, you guys, because I'm definitely going to tell people what's going on. I mean, it is what it is. I could literally sue the apartment complex that I moved from. Literally. Easy peasy. Because of the videos and stuff that I have. Okay? Even this one. But my thing is this. With them, no. Because with either one of them, I just said it. I can't get mad at you for not knowing what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's my job is to inform you guys. Not because there's two sides to every story. I can't get mad at you for not knowing about the new technology. All I ask you to do is listen and know that it is here. It is here, you guys. It's some stuff out here, you guys, that man, I'm telling you stuff that if you are an old school cat like myself, you just wouldn't have, you would never end up, it just would not enter your head, and all I can do is reference Superman, the old school Superman. Superman was the only one who could look through walls. And it was what it was. And once we turned off the TV, I mean, he could look through walls. We didn't look all delve off into it that he could look through walls. You know, it was just something that he could do. Well, it's here. It's here. Anyone can be everyone. I say not anyone, but I always say everyone's Superman. I've been saying that a lot here lately. Everyone's Superman. And that's true. Everyone is Superman. Okay. So your IMEI number, here's what you do. If you were to change your phone number, I remember looking at, let me go backwards. I remember looking at ABC Nightline or something like that. Anywho, and I've referenced this before. Young lady broke up with a dude, and this is her mom being interviewed though. Broke up with this dude, and mom could not figure out how this dude kept on finding out where her daughter was. How is he able to find that out? You know, she said, I went and got another phone. How is he able to find out, change the phone? Well, at the time, I couldn't even figure it out. I'm like, huh? And come to find out, it's the IMEI number. You guys, that IMEI number is your identification. That's exactly what it is. All right? Which means if it doesn't matter if you change that phone 1,000 times, that IMEI number is the international identification number for that phone. Period. Changing the number, SIM card has nothing to do with it. Okay? Has nothing to do with it. As long as that phone can get on a tower, a network on a tower, and you got a SIM card in it, someone can track you down because of the IMEI number. So the first thing you need to do, as mentioned in previous videos, let me stop here. Please join my YouTube channel, okay? I am revamping it. I am changing photos, still pictures. I am going in and creating playlists and putting videos in playlists so you can go look at all the videos for the Soup for the Soul, Kimmy This Week, MLD and MLM dieting and whatever, you know. And also, when you subscribe to the channel, please click the notification bell. That way you'll get notifications in your notifications that I have published up a new vid, at least one. Okay. So I'm changing also, listening to each video to make sure that what I said was what I meant to say, or I may have left something out. So at the top of those videos where there's changes, you will see before watching in text at the very top of the text, and it will tell you what changes are there, or basically not changes, but what should have been said instead of what was said, you know, stuff like that. If you don't see that, then the video is okay. All right. So I had to say that. And also you'll see my other social media. Just look at the text for each video. This is repetitive on every video, but you will see my other social media outlets or platforms that I'm on, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So as I was saying, the first thing you do with your phone right now is make sure that it's fully charged. What does that have to do with anything? You need to make sure your phone is fully charged because you need to go in it and find the area to encrypt your phone. You cannot encrypt your phone, which means the phone and the contents, unless you have a phone. It'll tell you charged up to, it'll say in most cases, you need to charge your phone up to 89%. You need to charge your phone up to 90%. Just go ahead and charge it up to 100%, okay? You know, or at least 95 or something like that, 98. Charge your phone. Charge your phone up because what you need to do is encrypt it. But before you encrypt it, you're going to have to create a passcode. This passcode, password, PIN, a knock, which means you use your fingers to put an 8-digit knock code, an 8 knock code in there, knock, 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 and then in the area, it'll open it up. Or you can use, where you slide your fingers across, and it'll tell you, especially if it's a Samsung, which one of those choices is the most secure. As it stands right now, a password is the most secure. Okay, A PIN is just numbers. Passcode is numbers, digits, and symbols, right? So that's why it's the most secure. I do suggest if you do a passcode, which I highly suggest, that you have pen and paper, pencil and paper there to write it down. I also suggest that you do add, it may even be a requirement, that you add a symbol, uppercase and lowercase letters and numbers, And if you need help with this, you guys, I have I have many little algorithms that I've come up with that can help you, or I will come up with one for you specifically or other people to create the weirdest passcodes on the planet. I'm telling you. So you can use that. So don't think if I help you with one that it's the one I'm using. We'll never do that. The algorithm I'm using, never. Yeah, that's it. So go ahead. I charge your phone up, but before you're charging it up, if you can create a passcode, if you got enough charge on there to create a passcode, please create a passcode. That's up to you. If you already know in your heart that your memory is not what it used to be, please do not create a passcode, because you will not be able to get back in your phone if you forget what it is. You lose that piece of paper, which I have said it in previous Soup for the Soul, that to write those, have a master list of your passcodes as well as on single pieces of paper. Okay. That master list needs to be put in a drawer, but if you're being spied on, they can see it. Okay. They see you putting it in the drawer, so put it in your purse, take it to work or something, and put it in your desk drawer. You guys, I'm telling you, your workplace is probably going to be your safe haven for a lot of things. Who would have thunk it? Changing your passcode on your phone, going to the bathroom. I said that in the restroom, change your passcode. I have said a lot of stuff. You keep your passcodes in your desk drawer because you can lock it up, and and who should be going in there but your supervisor, but you got it in an envelope, and in one of those big yellow envelopes or whatever, or manila. And what are you doing in my envelope? It's sealed up. Anything, you guys. Okay, you leave the job, get fired, you can take that stuff with you. But you have it. Don't have that stuff. And then if that means that you can't get in your phone, it's the weekend, guess what? You just can't get in your phone because it's the weekend and you have forgotten what your passcode is. So you got to wait till you get back to work. And you're going to get there an hour early because you can't get in your phone. So have a master list that you have somewhere and have your passcodes singular, or, singly on pieces of paper, okay? And then if you one of these smart people, then just have it in your head. But I'm going to tell you, it's not going to work all the time. It's going to be that day where your brain is foggy and it'll come to you eventually, but you're going to be mixing up passcodes. It's like, what's my passcode? So if you're one of those type of people that forget pretty easily, do not do a passcode, do a PIN, which is probably the next safest or the next most secure, some telephone number of a company that you deal with all the time, your lawyer's telephone number, anything, telephone number for the Dallas Cowboys. It could be, well, I don't know, maybe not, I don't know. The Detroit Lions, and or they still call the Detroit Lions, any number. I mean, that's a great way to do it. A company, usually not a company that they know you deal with all the time, but some off the wall, even if it's an international number, 001, such and such as the French consulate or something like that. Do what you got to do. But passcodes are the most secure. Okay. And anything other than that, the knock code is probably, and that's only on some phones. I know LG has knock codes, and knock codes just means you use your fingers to put in that hit your phone in an area. It's kind of like what is that game we played where you Twister? Was that the game? Where you twist a little arrow on the board and let it go around and around, and when it stops, you have to put your hand on the blue dot, and your body is all, entangled with someone else. Oh, I miss those times, It was that game right there. It was really a family oriented game because you had to interact seriously, physically with your family and friends and stuff like that, but mostly family. And they bring back a lot of memory because, you had to touch someone's leg. You had to touch their leg if you wanted to get, you may have to touch blue and they were right there by Blue, and you had to reach over and touch them, and you had to keep your body on what your head on. It was just on this. Just look it up. A lot of old school games, and so yeah. So that first thing, change your passcode. Okay, charge your phone up. Charge it up to about 90%. Third thing rather, and this is that you want to encrypt your phone. You're set. Do not do these if you are at my level of stalking. Do not change your passcode. You can charge it up all day at your place, but do not create or change a passcode ever in your apartment. Go outside, as I mentioned before, go outside across the street, do it somewhere. And also in your phone, in the apps, make sure you don't have any apps that on your phone that track your keyboard logging, what you have typed in. You may want to go into the keyboard of your phone and go ahead and clear the cache and the cookies. I do it all the time. And that way, sometimes on one of my phones, when I do that, then when I press something, so you have to go into sound after that, and because it really literally resets everything. But yeah, you can reset stuff. It's not going to move your keyboard, or where you can't just go in and reset your keyboard before typing in your passcode and all that. But either way, get away from your place when you do these things. Okay. Also reset your passcode. In my case, every 2 weeks, every 2 to 4 weeks, reset it. Okay. And always be prepared with pen and paper to write it down. Because if you don't, whatever content you have in there, you will lose it because under the form of a hard reset. Okay. And you don't want to have to do that unless it's absolutely necessary. And sometimes it is necessary because of hacking, but not because you forgot your passcode, and you just don't want to do that. All right. And so what happens then? I've told you the 3 places that your IMEI number, the back of the phone, behind the battery. It could be inside the phone, in the about section. And I forgot what the other place is. Just go back to the front, the beginning. But your IMEI number, and regardless, like I said, even if it's a phone you do not use to make calls or anything, just using it for data, or for Wi-Fi rather, or to hold storage, pictures and stuff like that. Remove, especially in cases like that. In other words, if you know you're not going to be selling your phone, you know in your heart you just got a new phone and you will not be selling it under any circumstances, because when you remove the IMEI number from the label, it voids it. It makes it void as far as sellable, because in most cases, because that is a requirement for those phones, for cell phones. So if you remove that label, then what's the purpose of the phone? And if that information is needed after it's been sold. So these are phones that you just don't use. Old phone, you're using it for storage or to get on Wi-Fi only. This is not even the phone that you use to make your voice calls. Remove that IMEI number. Please don't just ball it up and throw it in the trash in your apartment or home. Make sure you get, I don't smoke a lick, but I have lighters. Okay. I use them very often. Okay, so you just light that up ball it up like it's a cigarette, make a cig out of it and light the end of it and just hold it as long as you can. And then if you got a stainless steel sink, just sit it down and trust me, it's not going to stainless. It's not going to stain the sink. Okay. Get a towel and wipe it off. It's gone. And just make sure that you protect yourself that way. That way, when they go to the phone, and here's the deal. You say, okay, if it's in my phone and they can go to the about section and they put my phone back down if I leave it there or whatever, then, but just because the label is gone, this is a scenario, your label is gone and everything. Whee, yippee. So they look in the back and say, dang, we didn't even see her when she did that. She must have did that on the job. Okay. Sure did. So they're like, dang, it's not in here. Guess what? The first thing they're going to do, the next thing they're going to do, they're going to try to get in your phone. They're thinking you don't have a passcode because you did this on the job. You created your passcode on the job. And I'm going to tell you guys, they're going to know that you have a passcode when you try to get in that phone in your apartment, that you have created one. So just step outside for a minute, and please, the breezeway is not a place to be, because If your stalking has gotten to my level, I know for a fact there are cameras in my breezeway, and I know management has seen me looking at stuff on my walls outside and looking. I know this. I know this was done when the other maintenance guy was here. Ooh. I know this. Trust me, I know. There were cameras on building 7, the building that he lived in, and they were in spots that they were not supposed to be. So when he left, they were removed. Okay, camera went with him. So I know this for a fact. Organized crime. These people don't care about you. They don't care about, you may think you the sexiest person on the planet. It's not about that you're making them money. Okay. You got your pervs. Which is why they're making you money. I mean, you're making them money. Okay, they don't care. And this has been going on for a long time, you guys. And I am one of the ones. And I'm going to be honest with you. There are a lot of people who talk about gang stalking. I've yet to see anyone take the gang stalking, group stalking, electronic stalking to the level I have. I've yet to see anyone on there going into this in much detail about the possibilities of what could be happening to you because it's happening to me. And even if it's not happening to me, there are possibilities. But it is, everything I talk about happening. Okay. That's why I'm talking about it. But I also give scenarios on other possibilities. Okay. So they go on your phone, your label's gone. They're going to try, next thing is to turn it on if it's off and try to get the number from the about information or wherever your IMEI number is located. Guess what? If you don't have a passcode on there, or better yet, they saw you when you put your passcode in there so they know what it is, or they saw you, scenario 3, they didn't see you when you put the passcode in or created it, but they've seen you going in your phone in your apartment so they know what the passcode is. Either way, they're going to try to get in your phone, okay, to get that number. Only way to stop them from getting that number, you guys, is to have a passcode. Okay, let me say it again. The only way to stop them from getting in that phone to track you when you move is to have a passcode. This is why I said charge your phone up, create a passcode, or just create it, charge phone up. It doesn't matter. But create a passcode, you guys. All right. On all of your phones, write them down, put them on a master list, take them to work, leave them at your mother's, leave them at your dad's. Doesn't matter. They don't have to know it's there. You go visit them all the time. They probably live in the complex. Go into that other bedroom. You probably slid it under a dresser. But then once again, in complexes, mostly all people are being spied on. So be careful of that. When there is at least one person, when there's one person being spied on, trust me, there's 2. When there's 2, trust me, there's 4. Okay. You're not the only person in that complex that's being spied on. I know for a fact from hearing from people that live here that they've gone to management and told them they've had things stolen. I just mentioned in a video how last week, while in the by the mail room, little guy, and I say little guy because not by his size, but by his age, seemingly. Had on a uniform, looked like a senior. And I said, anything going on in y'all's apartment? And he was like, yeah, my cousin left my key under the bed or under the mattress or under the pillow or something. And it is not even there. Talk to that cousin. Cousin was the one that backed in before he got out. Thought that was his mother or someone. Or I didn't know mom, dad. I just saw someone back in, someone get out. And I said, is that your mother right there? He said, no, it's my cousin. And I went and asked the cousin, do you have anything going on here? She said, yeah. She said, we have some things missing and stolen. Things are being stolen. And in these cases, you guys, this is why it's critical that these cameras work at all times, and they don't. They actually work, but they're being manipulated. Former maintenance guy, and I'm going to keep it real. I know someone else that's manipulating the cameras, but I'm going to keep that to myself. All right. This person is eventually going to get caught because when INS came, there was 3 people in that office, and I know who it's not. Okay, there were 3 people in that office that were involved in what's going on. 3. 2 of them are gone. So I know what's going on. So, but someone is manipulating cameras. The gates are always open all the time. And then they were closed for a minute again. And now they're open again. You know, something's not right. No one's hitting these gates, you guys. They have been hit, but no one's hitting these gates. But they're open all the freaking time. Of course they're open. You don't have a gate key. In order for you to have a gate key, you have to be a resident. So since you don't have a gate key, what I'm going to do is manipulate the cameras, manipulate the gate so you can just come in when you get ready and watch the victims over here. Freedom. Yeah, but this stuff bypasses my little angels in office because they they don't get it. And like I said, I'm not mad at them for not getting it. You know, the things have to happen to someone, and sometimes in order for them to get something. Like, oh my God, this was happening. Yeah, there are a lot of people who will get right in your face, right in it, laugh, sound serious, sound sincere, but they're not. And I know who this third person is. Trust me, I do. Been around for a minute. Okay. So, this is KimMeWyatt. That IMEI number is very important. It's critical. If you're not using that phone for anything, this is not your regular phone. Please, use your little fingernails to remove that IMEI number. You don't have to remove the whole thing, but remove, how if the label's stuck there, you can only just keep scratching until you remove your IMEI number. Okay, if you can't remove the entire label, and both IMEI numbers, but critical. Regardless of what you're going to do with this phone, if you get ready to sell it or whatever, you need to keep it there. I'm just keeping it real. If you're going to be selling your phone on the market, you need to have that. They are due that IMEI number. Why did you remove it? But write your IMEI number down, you guys. Okay. Even if before you move it, don't do this at your place. If you're being gang stalked, electronic stalked, group stalked, or whatever, do this somewhere where do this. You have some common sense, you guys. Do this stuff away from where you know you're being watched. Okay, that's just common sense. Literally, think about that. A lot of the things that, leaving your purse, for instance, you change purses and you just left one just on the floor somewhere, the former purse, but you didn't take your billfold because you going out to the club or something. You didn't want to have that heavy billfold. You leave your driver's license. They're going to come in there, man. Organized crime, maintenance. They got keys. And as I was saying, even though maintenance is no longer here, the residue is still here. The people that were given keys to still come in people's places. Here's the key to get in. You can just go anywhere and make a key. I remember when my locks were changed per the now regional manager. She was the manager, sweet lady. And I remember when maintenance came to my door, I'll never forget it. I never told her this, I don't know, until the end. I may have, sometimes I'll just say something. I won't tell everything. Why in the hell is my box open where my key is? My box was already open. Maybe I don't know how it works. Maybe I don't, but maybe they have to open it to make, I don't know. But my box was, when I looked on the ground at the stuff that he had put down on the ground, I guess so he can knock on the door, and my box that held my lock was already open, which means since we made up an appointment to meet at 2:45, 3:00 rather, was a time to meet for maintenance to come to my apartment. He had and this was at 11 something when I talked to her, about 11:30 in her office. Then he had about 4 hours to go make a key, because she let him know immediately that he needed to change my locks. Okay, I'm fit to go make a key. Y'all, come on now. You take that, go on your lunch break, go make a key, bada boom, y'all, wake up. Please wake up. It's not always what you think. Even if you're thinking, when you're thinking, it's not always what you think, because you're not thinking. That's what I meant to say. So, And then look past this person that you know, and look past, say, well, I don't live with you. I don't know what you do. One thing you will never find me doing is verifying someone's character. I hardly ever, to the point where you just getting all off into it. They wouldn't do nothing like that. I know for a fact they wouldn't do nothing like that. That ain't they tired. That. Girl, you don't live with them. What when you start living with them? You don't, girl, when they go home, Jesus Christ. They got to go home. You looking at the Halloween costume right here, baby. You looking at the pure bona fide Halloween costume. That's Batman you looking at right now when he go home. That's the real deal Holyfield. When he leave off of these premises, that's the person you need to meet. Okay? When he gets from in front of you, that's that person that you need to meet. When she's not around, that's the person you need to meet. That other side. You'd be surprised. I've said it in a Soup for the Soul or the Blue Cup in the Attic, what people think of you when you're not around, what they say about you when you are not around. You will be surprised in some cases what people say. You really would. Because you probably know they're saying something, but you never thought they would say that. Golly, are you really? And you're supposed to be hush hush about it like you didn't know. Yeah, but every time you see them, your two teeth, your two dog teeth are sticking out because you want to beat the brakes off of them. Oh, I could kick your butt right now, man. I don't know. I heard what you said. But I'm not supposed to know what you said. Yeah, so yeah, be careful. You don't have to be careful with that. It is what it is. People will put on like Rihanna. Very entertaining, but it's over now. However that song went. Go on and take a bow. It's over now. Yeah. So, anywho, this is Kimmy Wyatt. Get rid of that IMEI number. If you're not going to sell that phone, get rid of it. Out of the back of the phone, charge up your phone and encrypt your phone, encrypt your SD card. But be careful encrypting your SD card, you guys, please. You can, but usually you have to use that same phone to decrypt it. So, yeah. If you know you're not gonna, I don't, some things have probably changed with that, but usually the same phone that you use to encrypt a SD card, you have to use that same phone to decrypt it. And if you've lost that phone, how are you gonna do the decryptionating? All right. So the IMEI number is how they're finding you guys. That number is the International Mobile Equipment Identification, and no matter how many times you change your phone number, that is the identification number for that phone. And it can be found. You can be found. And this is also, by the way, how, if your phone is ever lost or stolen, this is how your carrier are usually able to track down your phone. Okay? They are, because of your IMEI number, and usually this is even if you don't what am I trying to say? Even if you've turned location and GPS and all of that off. If you've turned all of that off, they still can track the number from the tower or whatever. Excuse me. Some people have asked, can an IMEI number be traced? Your phone can't be traced when it's switched off. That's a lie. The only way to guarantee that your phone cannot be traced is to do what? Okay, let me see who was listening. I'm the teacher. Who was listening? What students were listening? Right. The only way that your phone is guaranteed to not be traced is to take that battery out. No battery, no tracing. Okay, people that know me, that will pick me up and take me somewhere, baby, they already know. First thing I'm going to do as soon as we start backing out, before we get out on the street, and this is here, wherever, right after I got rid of my vehicle, whomever came to pick me up, baby, you know you're going to see me or hear me taking my battery out of my phone, or batteries. I do not keep them in my phones. I've slipped, okay, a couple of times, but no one's perfect, but I have taken it out. Okay. The IMEI number is also not affected by the SIM card. So it does not matter how many times the SIM card is changed. The phone itself can still be tracked. Okay. You can get 1,000 SIM cards, as I mentioned earlier. Well, I didn't mention 1,000, but you can change your SIM card over and over and over and over and over. This is how that lady on the ABC News or whatever network that was, the mother of the daughter, that they were interviewing, how this guy kept finding her daughter. It's because we changed the number and then we changed the phone or something. And she said when they changed the phone, when they got a different phone, that's when it all stopped. Yeah, it all stopped because of a different IMEI number, So you can have the same phone number, but if you want to keep that number, you've had it for a long time, okay, but someone's hacking in your phone, you're going to have to get a new phone. Okay, simple as that. But you want to keep the number. You got to get a new phone, because changing the phone number and keeping the phone is not going to help you. All right. Okay. All righty. And so, like I said, some of you guys have 2 dual SIMs. You can have 2 registrations to 2 different networks, and for each registration, a unique IMEI number is required. Okay, so that's why you may see 2 numbers. You see 2 numbers, get rid of both of them. And I'm not talking about get a black marker and mark it out. No. Destroy the label. Destroy the label. And you guys remember Poltergeist, the little short lady that was, go to the light. Go to the light. Well, I'm telling you, destroy the label. Destroy the label. Destroy the label, y'all. Burn it. No shredding, burn it, because it's probably, you put in your shredder, it's probably going to get stuck off in there. I said label. So I got to go. Hasta la vista, buenas aires, buenas noches, arrivederci. If I forgot something, au revoir, Salita. Don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. Ciao, Bela, ciao, Belo. Gotta go. That's my new it. Gotta go. Smooches. But, you guys, I forgot what I was going to say. See, that's why you got to go on and roll with it. Oh, what I was going to say. If I forgot something, I will post it where the text is posted for this video. Okay. And if you have questions, please do not be afraid to ask me any questions. I would be honored to answer your questions. Okay. So just go ahead and say, Kimmy, how are you able to do this and do that? And I'm going to say, so-and-so, because I'm Kimmy. Any other questions you may have, you can post them. No, I'm just joking. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for your support and everything. And, where this is posted, if I've already gone over this video and put the stuff in there, I do accept donations, because I give you guys some information that you just, I'm just an open book, baby. Okay. Open source for you to do this and do that. I want to get paid. No, I'm just joking. It's a free for all. If you guys want to donate, then donate. If you don't. But I do want to say this. There's some videos that I have been listening to, and I mentioned PayPal. Send your donations via PayPal. I'm letting you guys know. Do not send me jack. I don't want a penny via PayPal. I don't want you even going to the GoFundMe URL that I did, which I was very much eligible to do, but a hater. You got your haters, but because of a hater, she's doing it, but okay, she's not. Okay, what's the difference between what she's doing and these people that's out here selling cookies and people that donate money because for their cause or whatever? You guys, come on. So Google, I love you. Send my donations via Google Pay, you guys, as it stands right now. Look at the text. And I slipped and said that because I like to not, and conditioning myself to not mention where, stuff in the videos, URLs, websites, social media sites, which are websites, all that. I'm trying not to, but, so look at the bottom where this is posted for the information for that. I've already slipped and said, I just said Google though, but you'll see it. All right. Gotta go. Bye.